Hey guys, Adam Winch here, Defenders USA. Wanted to tell you about this right here. So, Internet Nazis, clear gun, right? Nothing's in there, right? You can even see through that thing. Nothing's going to go back. Anyways, this is the handgun that I carry on a daily basis. I'm actually going to be competing in an IDPA match, my first ever, right? I competed once in a USPSA match 2 weeks ago. It was kind of a local match in the Grand Junction area at the Cameo Shooting and Education Complex. There was 50 shooters in there, and this first time in my life I've ever played a game with a gun. I went in expecting not to do well, and I actually came out number 20 out of 50 shooters, and there's some pretty decent shooters in there. So I was kind of surprised by that, having never ever played the game. Now tomorrow, I was just dumb enough to sign up for the Rocky Mountain Regional IDPA Championships sponsored by Wilson Combat at their Cameo Shooting Education Complex. Now understand something. I jumped into the deep end here. Talk about just downright stupid and foolish. Rob Latham is going to be there shooting. Mike Seeklander is going to be shooting, and some other huge names in that kind of world that I have no business being shooting with or competing against. But, you know, being not that bright, I went ahead and signed up for it just to give it a try. So I've actually spent the last 2 days with Rob Latham and Mike Seeklander doing a bunch of their skills and drills training, and pretty good training, pretty interesting stuff. I mean, here I am shooting with literally world and national championships many times over, some of the top, if not the top shooters in the world. And it was kind of fun to sit their feet and learn from these guys. And last weekend, I also went out and I shot a course near the Chicago area with Gabe White Training. So between the training last weekend with Gabe White, I shot probably really about 1,100 rounds. Because I shot more than he said we needed to, because I was having so much fun shooting and learning from him. And then this weekend they advertised it probably be about 1,000 rounds or so, and I probably went through about 1,100 or 1,200 rounds in the training that was there, because I just wanted to work like crazy. By the way, I got to even do some work with Pat Doyle, and then one of his other guys there, Ben, that's on his SWAT team. And man, I'll talk about some incredible shooters. So I got to sit in the presence of 4 literally world-class shooters and shoot with them and learn from them this last weekend. What I want to really tell you about, this is my H&K VP9. It's the 2020 upgrade, so it was optics ready. I put on there these, and the only things that aren't stock on this gun are these 2 sights right here, the suppressor sights, but I also have on there a Holosun 507C, and this is the version 2, and it's a green dot. I like the green dot better than the red, and I'm actually using the dot. If you know the Holosun 507s, it's got a 2 MOA dot, it's got a 32 MOA circle, and then it's got a 32 MOA circle with the dot in the middle. Currently, I'm using the dot. I'm still fighting back and forth on which one to go with, but currently I'm using the dot just because I'm used to it for my SWAT time and military rifles and police stuff. So I'm used to that kind of thing, so I'm using that dot there. What I want to bring up on this is I used to be kind of a big Glock guy. I always had Glock as a cop, right? SWAT, everything else. So for a little short time, I actually went to the Smith & Wesson M&Ps, and I carried that for about a year and a half on the SWAT team, and I just decided I didn't like it that much. It was their first versions of it, and it just wasn't working well for me. I think the newer versions, the 2.0s, are probably pretty good. I just don't have one of those. I have one of the old M&Ps. So I went back to the Glocks, and I stay with Glocks all the time, and I like a Glock. I shoot it well. I think to make a Glock really good, like this thing out of the box, you got to do a lot of work to it. Anyways, I found this at one of our local stores, just sitting on the shelf one day, and I was like, because I always wanted an H&K. So I went ahead and dropped dime and bought the thing, and I started shooting the H&K. I fell in love with H&K. I mean, just absolutely in love with it. There's a million different things about this gun I like. There's 2 things I don't like as much as some other guns I've shot, but they're minuscule and they're tiny. And as an overall, this is an incredible gun. What I wanted to bring up to you is with this H&K, I just fired literally about 2,200 rounds, and I didn't clean it before I went to Gabe White's course last weekend. And before that, I'd probably shot about maybe, 1,500 rounds in classes, demos, you name it, with students and stuff. And so I ultimately put through, as I calculate this, probably somewhere in the range of at least at least 4,000 rounds, maybe up to upwards of 5,000 rounds since the last time I cleaned it. Now, I just engaged tonight in the one task I absolutely hate. I'm like, oh, I hate it, which is cleaning handguns or cleaning any type of gun. So I just got done cleaning this thing, and oh, I hate that task. But I want you to understand something. I just fired this handgun, this one, right here, this one. Probably 4-something thousand rounds, close if not 5,000 rounds. And it didn't have a single hiccup. I didn't put a drop of oil on it after I set up the first time. I haven't done anything to it since I cleaned it the last time, which was about 5,000 rounds ago. And I shot this handgun, I mean, through 2 intense courses and a ton of my own courses where, you know, teaching with Defenders USA, I'm teaching our own students. And I mean, here it is, a dirty as can be gun running like a champ. Boys and girls, I have fallen in love with H&K. Absolutely fallen in love with H&K. So anyways, if you're looking for a really good gun out there, this is the H&K VP9 2020 upgrade. So it's optics ready. A good friend of mine, Gary Grow, just recently picked up their tactical version. So it already had the H&K suppressor sights ready. I think he's going to put some type of optic on there. I can't remember what he's putting on there, maybe an SRO. But anyways, I mean, just absolutely incredible guns. I've got the grips personally set up because it's got side grips. It's got a rear grip. I've got the grip set up to be small because I like those because of my little bitty hands, right? And it fits my hands just perfectly. So I have that set up that way that you can reconfigure them like, I don't know, a bazillion different ways. But that's how I have it set up. And now she's actually clean. And now I'm going to go get it all dirty tomorrow competing against the world's top shooters and see if I can keep from embarrassing myself. But I just wanted you to see the type of handgun that I'm using, and really my vote of confidence in this thing after running basically 4,000 to 5,000 rounds without a single bit of maintenance to it, and it has performed flawlessly without a single issue throughout there. Anyways, H&K VP9 2020 upgrade if you're at all interested. All right, boys and girls, Defenders USA, I'm gonna go see if I can get my butt whooped by a whole bunch of people tomorrow at the Rocky Mountain Regional competition. Take care. Be safe out there.